How you doing there? Hello. What's up? Anybody, everybody, anybody who's there watching this. How you doing? All right. I feel like in order to ask this question, a little bit of a history lesson may be in order, because a lot of things in music, the industry, the music buying industry, have changed very drastically from, the time that I was coming up. A lot of people my age are well aware of that. But for anybody that is under the age of, let's say, 30 years old, their idea, their understanding of how music is consumed it's obviously different, but they might not even know much about the record store, how music was acquired prior to the streaming services. It is very, very accessible, easily accessible right now. The streaming services were like, a friggin' wet dream for just somebody like me at a young age, who was just getting into buying music on my own. And I'm not alone on this. I think that if you were to an enthusiast, a music head, 25, 30 years ago, somebody said to you, there's going to be a time when you're not going to need to worry about having 16, 17 bucks to buy one CD every month or something like that, You're going to be able to listen to whatever the hell you want. Doesn't matter. You want to hear, what this new sort of synth / dark wave band DJ, something like that sounds like. Type in Carpenter Brute, type in Perturbator, type it in. Shit, you might have to, oh Christ, yeah, that requires explanation too. There'll be a time when you'll be able to go on a computer and you'll be able to type in Dance with the Dead and you'll be able to hear that dark wave act. You want to hear those crazy black metal bands out of Europe. You just, in this typing thing on the computer, you just type in Emperor. And you'll be able to hear all their albums that they have available to the public. Every song, every album. I would have heard that, yeah, fucking A. Just fast forward me right now to 2022, whenever streaming, really started, probably 10 years ago. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. But, so, anyway, you used to, if you don't know this, you used to have to go to a store, and I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to sound condescending with this explanation. I just don't know. I truly don't know for the life of me if this whole kind of physical purchasing of music is that known, to certain age groups. It may not be. Perhaps it is, and I sound like a fucking asshole, trying to give this explanation, but it may be in order for some people, okay? You used to have to go to a store that was, you go to a sporting goods store, you go to a fabric store. Well, they used to have record stores. You would go to these stores and you'd buy a CD, and maybe you've seen them before, the shiny circle, okay? You'd buy that, and in the box that it came in, it would say Metallica on it. It would say Iron Maiden, it would say Megadeth, and you'd pay the store clerk. You would then be the legal, owner of that merchandise, and you'd bring it home, and you'd now put it in a machine. You'd put the box, you'd take the shiny thing out, and you'd put it in a machine. Picture, your Bluetooth devices. It had a little slot in it. You put the CD in, you press play, and there you go. You got your music, okay? All right. So what that meant was that you didn't always know what you were getting. If you were curious about, what a certain group sounded like, you may just have to, the only thing you could rely on, if you didn't, know about them beforehand, if you didn't read a review of that album, if you had no knowledge, you might just have to rely on the cover artwork. And, pretty often the artwork was a good indicator of, what you could maybe expect. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes you got fucked and you bought something that, I was like, fucking A, man, I had $17. I don't know, the next time I'm gonna have $17, I'm 11 years old. And so sometimes you get fucked, right? But other times maybe you'd be very lucky, and it would be like a great purchase. So I was trying to think, because I know I did that. I know I had to do that a lot. And a couple different releases came to mind. If I really dug deep, in the archives and everything. There were 3 in particular that I could remember. And I was trying to think of like what was something that fucked me, and then what was something that was like, oh, hell yeah. At the time when I was, when I had discovered hardcore music in my, exploration of different genres, at that particular time, it was hardcore. I don't remember my age, 14, 15, I think about there. And, as is common with many genres, a lot of the imagery is similar. That's the way it is in metal. You can't, it's not... That's, I think, what kind of, when you hear about a really groundbreaking band, it's because they're original. Hell, that's how it is with, like, any genre, there's something original about them. They fit into a category, but there's something different about them. And that's why they stick out and everything. And sometimes that's the case with the artwork and the imagery too and everything. Such was not the case for these guys. But anyway, I pick up a band called In My Eyes. And they were clearly this, hardcore thing that I was in search of. And it had the like collegiate letters, and that was common with many bands in this particular sub genre of hardcore. And I listened to it, and it was not, what I was hoping to hear. It was that youth crew. It had clean vocals. It was fast. Didn't really have all that good production. But, we're talking about, like, independently produced music. So you couldn't really expect awesome production. Sound, it's, that's much easier to achieve now. So this was a hardcore band from Boston. Closer to, what you might call punk. But it was really identified as youth crew. Clean vocals, fast, that kind of 4/4, a lot of that. A lot of the songs sounded the same. I think In My Eyes, over the years I learned they're hailed as they got a lot of respect within their genre. Good for them, I think a lot of people that liked that style of hardcore, if you liked like Reach the Sky, if you liked Bane, I'm trying to think of big examples here, you probably liked In My Eyes. That's cool. What I was looking for? I was looking for, like, at that point, I was looking for something that sounded more like Overcast. It had a core element to it, but it was more of that. It was early metal core, okay? It was that. I was looking for something that was similar to Hatebreed, but I was hoping to get just a little bit more metal on top of that, all right? So, yeah, I don't remember what the name of that album was called. I don't even know if I can remember many of the songs, if any. If you know that band, if you know the album I'm talking about, I don't know, let me know. The next purchase based solely off the cover artwork, I considered a victory. So much so that when I graduated high school, I had, I had one of their patches on my, like, cap. And I don't remember the year exactly that I bought it, but I got it from the same store. It was Newbury Comics in Nashua, New Hampshire, South End. And I walked in one night, I remember it was a Friday night, and the logo was this like scratchy looking logo. The artwork was, I don't know if I'd call it disturbing. It was thought provoking. The artist had clearly put a lot of time into it and a lot of thought. It was a very, in a dark way, beautiful, piece of art. And then I learned that a lot of the imagery for this band was done by the singer. And they were I wonder if you know who I'm talking about yet. And they were also another Boston band. They are categorized as hardcore, but they didn't sound anything like In My Eyes. They were much more like, I would describe them as grindy. They weren't grindcore. Do you know who the hell I'm talking about? I'm talking about Converge. The album was called When Forever Comes Crashing. And that was what I was looking for at the time. It was pretty shitty production. Sound quality wasn't awesome compared to, albums done by Mutt Lange, Rick Rubin, but whatever. I mean, it was independent, underground, hardcore music right out of the gate. And the singer had this, like, I don't know if that Jake Bannon would use, like, vocal effects. I mean, I'm thinking he probably did to some degree because he sounded very, like, unearthly, his voice. But When Forever Comes Crashing. And yeah, that album had a good number of bangers on it for that sort of, shit, man. I did. It was their grindy hardcore. I don't even really know if you could call them metalcore. Somebody that is not familiar with all the fucking subgenres and everything would say it's metal, but I don't know that it's reminded me at the time. Maybe that was only because at the time my understanding and my overall knowledge of like the major genres was limited. I was still learning about it at that point. To me, I heard it and I was like, oh, this is very grindy. This sounds like that grindcore stuff that I have heard a little bit of. But yeah, so I was pretty happy with that, okay? And then that began my, love for a good amount of time for Converge. There was an album, the one before that. Anybody that knows Converge knows exactly what the hell I'm talking about when I sing that right there. But the next release was the split with Agoraphobic Nosebleed, the Poacher Diaries, and that was another thumbs up, give that a thumbs up. And I really kind of like quit Converge right when they started like hitting their like peak, which was at Jane Doe. At that point, I had kind of left, hardcore music. My interest had shifted back into metal. It had gone back into like, what I started listening to in the beginning, the music it was my first love. It had gone back to that. It had gone back to traditional, heavy on Judas Priest, heavy on Iron Maiden, the biggies, The next album that I bought based just off the cover art was not, I already fucking gave it away. It wasn't Dope Smoker, it was Holy Mountain. I was looking for, this is 2003, and Dope Smoker had just been released on a wide scale. If you know the history of Sleep and of Dope Smoker, that was completed long before that, before 2003. Same place, Newberry Comics, in their other location, up at the top of the Daniel Webster Highway. And in the plaza with Daddy's Junkie Music to the right, and with Tweeter audio, home stereo equipment. Newberry Comics was right in the middle. And I went in and I was looking for what I knew to be stoner rock, okay? Doom, sludge. I was looking for something again that brought me back to. Well, I mean, Sleep doesn't really sound like Judas Priest, but they're a hell of a lot closer to Priest than Converge is. They're a hell of a lot Black Sabbath. Okay. And I picked up Holy Mountain. It was a fucking bullseye, man. That was hitting the bullseye. That was exactly what I was looking for. And that was another just win. That was like, hell yeah, this is money, well spent. And then, I ended up getting Dope Smoker not too long after that. And I guess that's another video. It's Dope Smoker, man. What more is there to say about that? 60 plus minutes, one song, droney, repetitive, fucking awesome, So anyway, I would be interested to know if anyone that used to, and I know there's a lot of people too that still buy the physical product. I'm guilty of not. If, one of my favorites puts out a new record, yeah, I'm buying it. The next Guns N' Roses album that comes out, I'll buy the physical product. I don't know where the fuck I'm going to listen to it, the CD itself. Maiden releases, I buy those. Priest, I buy those. But I don't listen to the physical product because I don't have a fucking CD player anymore. I don't even know that many people that do. But I I would just be interested to know, though, if there's anybody that has since quit buying the physical product, but used to rely on the artwork when they were, you know, or any time in your life. I don't fucking know, okay? I would really be interested to know what some of those albums were. Did you buy any of them that were just fucking disasters that you regretted, you know, sucks, this is not what I was looking for, that type of thing? Did you buy any that were like, wow, man, this is exactly what I was looking for? Or maybe it wasn't, but it would still kick your ass anyway. You know, let me know, because I like hearing about other people's experiences and seeing if they're similar to mine and see if I can identify with them and everything. Let me know in the comments section. Please do. If you want. You don't have to. You do whatever the fuck you want. If you like this video, maybe you'll give me a like. And if you like hearing somebody, you know, just bullshit about metal in general, then hit the subscribe button, right? It's funny because the like button. Thumbs up is a like. All right, thanks very much for watching. If you're here from the beginning or if you skipped, whatever, man. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and we'll see you.